Welcome to this tutorial series on a new module, Jahia Starter Templates. This is part 3, where we'll talk about expanding the editor capabilities of the template we created in the first 2 tutorials. Now that we've published our site, we want to make it editable by any user. To make this possible, we need to edit the HTML, adding some specific attributes which will be interpreted by Jahia to create a content placeholder. There are several of these attributes, each for a different type of content. At the moment, we support simple text, rich text, an image, or an area. For example, for a simple text, to make the "This is Ion" title editable, in the H2 of the HTML, we add data-jahia-text equals, and we call it title, which is the system name that we're going to be used for this simple text. We then click Save. You'll see in the preview that the title is no longer displayed. This is because it's been replaced by the placeholder. Backing out to the page composer, we can now see our placeholder. If we click into it, we can add our title to the text field to recreate it. This is now a fully fledged Jahia component, which is editable via the WYSIWYG visual editor tool. You can manipulate it using the right-click menu, edit it, copy-paste it, translate it, whatever you need to do. The same process follows if you want to create a rich text. Heading back into the HTML, we add a div tag with the attribute data-jahia-rich text equals subtitle, which again is the new system name for our rich text. We're going to wrap this div and then copy the HTML it contains. We hit save and can see that once again it's been removed from the preview. We then head back to the page composer and edit our rich text, pasting the HTML into our editor where we can begin to manipulate it. In this example, we can edit the link if we need to, changing the URL, the text, etc. We hit save to close. Once again, we can follow the same process for images. Opening the HTML and browsing to our image, under the A tag, we attribute data-jahia-image equals, and we're calling it pic1. The placeholder then replaces the image. We can then browse our digital asset manager and our image library to find an appropriate image. Simple as that, we have a fully interactable and editable image embedded within our page. Say for example, at the bottom of the page, we wanted to add an area where editors can create a type of content of their choosing. We open up the HTML again, scroll down to the bottom of our div, and add another attribute. Data-jahia-area equals, we're going to call this content area. We copy our rich text before saving the HTML. Scrolling to the bottom of the page, we now have an area where we can add any type of content. Clicking the Add Any Content button, we can select a content type from the Jahia menu. You can select from any type of content available on your platform, from the default Jahia selection, or any defined custom ones. In this example, we're going to use rich text for simplicity via the search bar. We then paste our copy code and notice an image is missing. No matter, I just double click it and can once again browse the DAM for an appropriate image. We then click the save button and back out to the composer. You can keep adding content to this area much in the same way. But what if we decide we only want 2 types of content in this area, a rich text or an image? What we can do is in the HTML, we specify what's allowed in this area. Using the attribute data-jahia-limit equals 2, this means we'll only be able to create 2 content items in this area. We then use data-Jahia-types to specify the types of content which are allowed. In this example, we're just going to define JNT big text and JNT image. We hit save, and if we scroll down, we can see that now we're only allowed to create a rich text or an image. If you're a developer, you also have access to the Customize Image Tag toggle, which allows you to play with the image properties even further. We've now hit the content limit. The Add Content buttons have disappeared. If we want to increase the limit, we just need to update the HTML. We can increase the value to, for example, say 3. Now we can add an additional piece of content. We're going to leave it there for now. Tune into part 4, where we'll talk about some of the best practices for the reuse of the content placeholders we just created. Thanks for watching.